Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of FSi DFS Fantasy Baseball Picks. I'm your host, Mike31. Don't usually do a Sunday video, but I have a couple extra minutes, so I'm going to really fly through this slate. It's pretty straightforward, so let's get going here. Washington, Minnesota. It's been very cold out there in the 30s, so not great hitting weather. Apparently, I don't have the right day up, so 1 second here. Flying through this so fast that I not even have the right one. Okay, first game, we're going to start with Houston and Atlanta. Wind blowing out a little bit, 9 miles per hour. You have Javier and Max Fried. You have decent pitchers here. Javier, favorite medium pitcher. Fried, same thing. Both offenses are okay. Looks like the Atlanta offense is projected to do better than the Houston offense. So I think that both offenses are just GPP plays, and both pitchers are in play, but not favorite plays. Detroit and Baltimore, wind blown out at 10 miles per hour here in Camden Yards. Erod versus Grayson Rodriguez, so it's a Rodriguez battle. Erod is a no. Grayson Rodriguez is probably one of the best cheap plays on the slate. Absolutely like him. Detroit would just be like a cheap to leverage stack against him, and then Baltimore against Erod is definitely in play. Probably my third favorite stack on the slate. Cincinnati and the Pirates, Hunter Green and Vince Velasquez. I think Green's definitely in play here against Pittsburgh, even though they've been hitting better recently. Green has a great K upside. The wind is blown out a little bit, but it's only 50 degrees there. So, but I think Green gets a bunch of strikeouts and does really well in this game. And Pittsburgh on the other side, that's because, I mean, the pitchers have been making 5 or 6 innings and doing decent, getting a couple strikeouts and limiting some runs. So at 5'8", I don't really absolutely hate him. So I think, if you're looking for a cheap option, then he's fine there. But I do like Cincinnati as a stack, and I might have a Pittsburgh hedge stack just because I've just absolutely enjoyed playing them recently, and they've been very good to me. Toronto and New York, Gausman and Schmidt. Gausman got annihilated last time out, so I think his ownership will be pretty low. So I have him as the fifth, number 5 in the high rankings, or high price pitching rankings. But I think it's a good bounce back spot for him. The Yankees do have some strikeouts, so I look for anywhere from like 15 to 20 DK points from him. So a little bit risky, but I think it'll be okay. The wind is blowing out Yankee Stadium, 11 miles per hour, 64 degrees. So it's better hitting conditions than some other places, but not like ideal. Schmidt on the other side has struggled, so I think Toronto will definitely take advantage of that. So Toronto is definitely one of my top favorite stacks today. I have them ranked 5th. The New York Yankees, I think, would be a great leverage spot against Gausman. User or viewer in the chat asking, why is everybody on Volpe yesterday? And he actually did end up hitting a home run. I equated him to Adley Rutschman, who came up last year and had a ton of like potential and talent. Some other guys that we've seen too, they start out slow because they're still getting used to major league pitching and everything. But it really helps having up at the top of the lineup. The guy has got a lot of speed. He's got a lot of big bats behind him. So going forward, I think he's definitely going to develop into not necessarily a superstar, but a solid player. And as well, as long as his price stays under 4K, I think he's a decent DFS play. With his speed and power potential. Blue Jays, Bichette, Vlad, Chapman, Versheo have all been hitting really well, so I think they're definitely in play here. Marlins in Cleveland, don't like a lot about this game. It only has a 7 total, 350 on both sides. Luzardo and Allen are decent pitchers. I like Luzardo definitely much better, even though Cleveland has the better bats. Miami has the better pitcher. So again, if you're multi-entering, I think you can play pieces of this game, but I don't think there is something that I really want to focus on in cash or as a priority unless I'm multi-entering. Chicago and Tampa Bay, Giolito and Eflin coming back from the IL. I think he'll be fine, so I'm not worried about him. I think he's a decent, cheap pitcher. Chicago has definitely struggled putting up runs and stuff. So I think definitely they only have a 3.46 totals, one of the lowest ones on the slate. So definitely think Eflin's in play here at 7.6, and Giolito I'm not really interested in. He's had some rough starts, and Tampa Bay can really hit the ball. So Tampa Bay is my 4th favorite stack here against him. And White Sox are just probably like one of my least favorite stacks on the slate, but multi-entering GPP, I'm fine with that. Washington and Minnesota, a little bit warmer today, 43 degrees. Not 38, wind blowing out 9 miles per hour. Patrick Corbin, dream matchup for the Twins, and they're so cheap. So, I mean, if they're going to be such a great stack to throw out there. Today, they make a lot of things work. Barely Olber, I think, is going to play on DK. I wouldn't play him on FanDuel. Corbin's absolute no. And then Washington, just some cheap pieces if you're mass multi-entering, but I really don't love them here. Boston against Milwaukee, Bello against Corbin Burns. Bello is a no. I think he's going to get roughed up by this Milwaukee team. Burns is definitely in play also as a pivot off of like DeGrom and Kershaw, and should have a solid outing here against Boston. Boston would be a great leverage stack. I'd only play lefties against them, so I'd do like Verdugo, Devers, Yoshida, and Cassis. Maybe Duran, like he's got called back up and he's been good too. So there's a nice 5-man lefty contrarian stack for you. And then Milwaukee, love the lefties. Choose if you want to play Yelich, but Winker, Adames is great for both-handed. There's Tellis, Tranger, Anderson to round it out. I'm fine with that. Then finally, we have the Dodgers, or no, 2 more games. We have the Dodgers and the Cubs. We have Kershaw and Stroman. Kershaw should do really well here. Stroman also. Could be some rain in this game again, but it's been like that the whole time they've played through at 42 degrees. So the wind's blowing out a little bit, but not enough to really be a huge factor. So I think this will be a great pitching matchup. Dodgers would be my favorite GPP team just because they have been hitting well. Muncie's just been on fire. Freeman's good. Outman, like these lefty bats I'd focus on in the stack. I don't know if I go full 5-man, but more GPP. And Cubs, again, a contrarian play against Kershaw. Again, stick to the righties probably. Honer, Swanson, Happ, Suzuki, Wisdom, probably the top 5 there. Maybe even Mancini if you want a cheap one. So now we have the Athletics, who have given up, have 100-run differential. It's the worst start after 21 games. The second worst was the 88 Orioles, who gave up 88 runs. So they're on pace to be historically bad here with their pitching. And they throw Kyler Muller out there against Jacob DeGrom. So DeGrom, pay up for him in cash. You need to have him. He's fine. He threw a bullpen session. He's not injured. He'll go out there and probably put up 30 or 40 points and just have a huge outing, strikeouts, do really well. I don't know, maybe a complete game shutout if they let him go far enough, but I doubt with the injury. Probably 5 or 6 strong innings from him. Muller's definitely a huge fade. Not interested at all on that one. And then the Texas bats again. Garcia was absolutely on fire last night. 3 2-home run homers, 2 doubles. Again, if you want to chase it, but I really love the Texas bats as my top stack against this lefty here. Semien Grossman should hit second, is super cheap on DK 2.8. Lau, lefty and lefty, I'm still okay with, but Garcia, Young, Heim at the catcher, Duran, I believe he had a home run late innings last night. So the Oakland bullpen is horrible. They're used up. They gave up a football score last night. Play Texas, play DeGrom, play Minnesota. It's pretty straightforward. So if you look at the other side of the screen here, my cash lineup is DeGrom, Jeffers or Heim, Semien, Correa, Buxton, Grossman. Solano's leading off for Minnesota, so there's another cheap one to put in there too. And then decide if you want to go for a Garcia or how you want to finish it out. But again, you want to just focus on Minnesota and Texas with DeGrom. Your SP2, Grayson, Olber, Velasquez, Green, if you can get up to him, that's where I'm going with that. In FanDuel, DeGrom's my pitcher. Again, Semien, Correa, Buxton, Grossman, Solano. Decide if you want to play Garcia. Solano is only second base and shortstop eligible, and I really want Semien and Correa, so he's going to take up my utility spot. So, figure out. I did end up, I think, having to take a one-off here just because of DeGrom, and I found a 2K guy that I put in one of the slots, and then I filled in with, again, Minnesota and Texas. For GPP, I'm taking Green. Your SP2 depends on the rest of your lineup, but I'm going Cincinnati and Milwaukee. Just I like their matchups here. So Stevenson, Tellis, India. Third base to decide if you want to go pay down for the Cincinnati guy or pay up for Anderson. I think it's only $500 difference, not that big. Adames, Winkler, Fried. Yelich hasn't had the greatest season, so leave it up to you if you want to play another Cincinnati bat there and pay up for a pitcher or another Milwaukee guy and be able to get a better starting SP2, or just plug Yelich in and hopefully he has a good day. It's been playing a little bit better. I think the shift has helped in like the bases with the stolen bases, so he does have a little bit more upside than some previous seasons. But he's nowhere near as good as he was 3 or 4 years ago. FanDuel, same thing. Green, Tellis, India, Adames, Winker, Friedel, and then again you're going to fill in with Milwaukee, and you're going to have about, I think I had like 3,500 left in utility after I filled in my lineup to get a really nice final one-off piece there. So that's what I got for you. If you have any questions, put them in the chat below. Hit me up at MegaRuler31 on Twitter. Please like the video if these help you. Subscribe to our channel so you know when the videos are coming out. So say it's a surprise. We usually don't do videos on Sunday, so here's a Sunday video for you. If you subscribe to our channel, you get the notification, you'll know you'll have it. And we actually get a half an hour or more today. Locks out to 1:35. So that's more time to build our lines for that. So again, if these videos help you, please like, subscribe to our channel, share with your friends. More information on FSi DFS is in the description of the video again. So good luck in your contests today. I hope you have a great Sunday and a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.